Shawmeeka.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings and wholeness to everyone. It is a pleasure to be here once more. My name is Sistah Yaya of Soul Tribe Heals. Please check us out online at soultribeheals.com, at Soul Tribe on Instagram, and of course right here on YouTube. Find us and connect with us. Let's learn, let's heal together. We got some great things happening on our website. For all of you who are working through our mother wounds and the grandmother wounds and the auntie wounds, Soul Tribe has a special treat for you. Yes, so go on over to our website, soultribeheals.com, and sign up for our mailing list so you can get your free masterclass that I've created for you, especially for you, to help you to work through some of the challenges of mother-son, mother-daughter, grandmother, auntie relationship. These relationships are, in my opinion, in my experience, have drained a lot of power, have drained a lot of strength from a lot of people. And it's time for us to get our power back. While we love our mothers, we love the mothers, those who mother us, sometimes some things have happened, but we can send love, we can send healing, we can send goodness, and we can help ourselves to transcend everything we've been through. So please go online, www.soultribeheals.com, sign up to get on our mailing list so you can get your free masterclass, 1 hour, free class, only just requires your attention, and learn more about mother wounds and how you can overcome them. Okay. And also, I'm also proud to announce that we will be relaunching our website, our products rather, very shortly, April 1st. We're very excited about that. So all of you who love our sea malls, our teas, our tinctures, as I promised, they're coming back. So you can have that to look forward to. We're very excited to be back after Hurricane Ida, have taken everything, but how many of us know that the universe and ancestors are so faithful to us? And so we're back, and we're proud to have our herbals back to share with you so we can all continue our healing. Today, we have a very, very, very interesting topic. I'm here with my sister friend, Miss Shawmeeka Noland. She's of Love Me More Infused and I Can Work.org as well. And she is a wonderful advocate for self-healing. She's a wonderful advocate for natural living, for living your best life. And so today, we wanted to come together and to share our experiences of using CBD for healing and wellness, using cannabis and its components, how we like to use it, and also herbal medicine. And so we are very, very proud to present to you today. Oh, we have some more guests coming in. We are very proud to present to you today some information regarding self-healing, wholeness, and some things that we've gone through and some things that we've used using this very sacred plant to help to heal ourselves. But first, I would like Ms. Shawmeeka to introduce herself, tell you a little bit about who she is, where we can find her work, and just to know more about her.
Hello, thank you, Sistah Yaya. That was an amazing introduction. Hello, everybody. I am Shawmeeka Noland, and I am the founder and creator of CannWork.org, and I Love Me More Infused. And I'm so happy to be here. Self-care is really important for, I know for myself and what I've learned and what I've shared. I'm so happy to be able to share it today. But my girl, Sistah Yaya, is a plethora of information and resources to help me, I know, along my way. And I'm so very grateful that you're here to do this with us.
Thank you. And I'm so grateful that you put so much time and energy into pulling all this together. Just so y'all know, we have an audience that's here with us. You can't see them. We have some beautiful souls who have joined us for this time of healing and discussion. And so they're just coming in, and while you're just filing in, so we're all joining our hearts together to have this healing conversation because there's so much healing that is available to us. And we have allies. We don't have to do it by ourselves. The Creator gave us plants and herbs and ways of knowing ourselves to help heal ourselves. I know for myself personally, my use of CBD and cannabis products has really stemmed from my culture. But more recently, working through postpartum and postpartum healing. How many of us know what postpartum feels like? It can feel like you got hit by a truck over and over and over again sometimes. But it's really, sometimes it feels like that you need to pull yourself back together. After you give birth to another soul, part of you is sort of fragmented. In our culture, we say part of you is kind of broken. So normally the midwives will come and the mothers and the aunties will come. They'll do ritual and ceremony to kind of put the parts of you back together again, not just for you, but also for the child. Because now you have a new child, but now the mother's new. Whether it's her first child, third child, fourth child, it's still a new process. So culturally, we had things in place to pull the mother back together again. But in the times where our culture isn't there, or in times of those individuals aren't there to support us, what do we do? And in my case, I was able to turn to cannabis and CBD products to help me in my mind, in my body, and in my soul. And one thing I learned is that she does speak a language. She speaks a language of love. She speaks a language of comfort, of assurance. And this is why I'm so passionate about mothering, because mothering is that divine energy that heals us. And I believe she's one of the most sacred plants. And even in our culture, we believe that she is one of the most sacred plants because she allows us to transcend the deepest part of us, the parts of us that are still wounded, the parts of us that are still fragmented, not just in this lifetime, but in other lifetimes and other dimensions and other times and spaces. In our culture, we believe that she helps to pull us back together again. See it as a rope, and then you're tying the pieces together to create a beautiful cord. This is what she has done for me. And for postpartum, she's allowed me the internal rest that I needed from being going through the process of pregnancy and healing. And I know Shawmeeka too, she's been an ally to you in your healing. Would you like to share how?
Yeah, I can absolutely share. I'll talk a little bit about how I created my Love Me More products for myself. Growing up, I'm going to say being sexually active between the ages of 18 and 24, being sexually active. Once I got a little bit older and my body started changing, I started noticing how whenever I'd have sexual activity, I would develop bacterial vaginosis, and it was frustrating that every single time, no matter what kind of sexual activity I did, whether it was with my partner or by myself, it would be a trip to the doctor. And you guys know, or you ladies know that you have sex, you call the doctor, you gotta wait 2 or 3 days for the doctor to go see the doctor, and then you have to go through the whole rigmarole with letting them know what's going on with you and then believing you, call into the prescription, take that prescription for 10 days, then you have your cycle for 7 to 10 days. You have sex and it starts all over again. So I was very, very frustrated, so I just gave up on sex totally. So with finding CBD, a friend of mine at the time, I was telling her my plight. I want to have sex, I promise I do, but I just not gonna do it. Have you tried CBD? No, that sounds like porno stuff. She was like, just try it. And so I tried it. She made, specific for my condition. She created a product for me to use. And y'all, after I was done pleasing myself, I wanted to call her and tell her to come and play with me. It was amazing. The most greatest thing about it was there's no side effects.
Right.
I didn't have the bacterial vaginosis. I didn't have the yeast infection. I didn't have, and you ladies know about the little, something's going on, you get that little feeling down there. I didn't have any of that. I got up with more energy. I actually felt like I was 20 years old all over again. I'm 50 now, ladies, so those of you in this age range know that our bodies, it does whatever it wants to do, whatever it needs to do. But I felt like my vagina was 20 years old all over again. I forgot how it felt to not have kids. I forgot how it felt to not have emotion and trauma. This is our root, right? So we hold everything right here. So I forgot that she's supposed to gush. I forgot that she's supposed to loosen up. And that's what CBD has helped me do for me with my sexual health, because we all need intimacy, we all need touch.
Right.
And I was missing that, and CBD absolutely helped me get that back.
Awesome. Has anyone else had any experience with CBD or any components of the plant you'd like to talk about?
I'm interested in trying it. Right. Now that you mentioned that, I am interested in more about what CBD could do for you as far as like when you're going through changes like post-menopause, like menopause and pre-menopause and symptoms, things like that. Because I didn't know that it could have that effect for your like sexual organs and things like that, or your reproductive organs. So I wonder if it will do the same, you know, for people who have like hot flashes, which I do, hot flashes and stuff like that, if it can actually help with that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we start going through the changes, in lack of a better term, we start drying up a little bit because our hormones are switching. For me, it was, I think I had more testosterone, estrogen anyway, you know, kind of that type of person. But when it came to desire, especially after having kiddos and going through the whole rigmarole, kiddos having the desire, it was just gone. I'm tired, you know. With having kiddos, it also pulls from our bones. So, you know, the older that we get, that osteoarthritis starts, you know, everything just starts kicking in, you know, for us. But with that, with the CBD, it relaxes us psychologically. Because a lot of it was me, you know, a lot of it was my thinking. I'm going to have to say probably 60% of it was me, you know. But it helped me relax my mind and not be as anxious. And I'm going to share this too. I had sexual trauma growing up. So just like it's 1 in 7, 1 in 5 girls will be molested or raped within our lifetime. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one of us has. And I can raise my hand that it's been me. So that had a lot to do with it as well. But it helped me relax my mind to release that anxiety, let it go, start remembering what sex is, start remembering what intimacy is, start feeling safe, touching myself and having other people touch me. Very honestly, I'm still not very comfortable with other people touching me yet. But it's allowed me to touch myself. So, oh girl, you feel good. You can make sure this for somebody. Mentally, it helped me really, really relax. And then, like I said, with the response that my body had to it, I forgot. It's a good thing to be sexual. It's a good thing to be wet. It's a good thing to have the blood flowing through, and it's okay for me to experience pleasure.
That's right.
If that makes sense.
That's beautiful.
It also helped me too because it's not only good for us, it's also good for our men. It's also antibacterial for our men. With bacterial vaginosis, men can, you know, you have sex with somebody, men can carry that bacteria on the penis, right? And then have sex with you, and then there you go. It's just a cycle. So it's healthy mentally. It's healthy too. So I know you being taken care of, I'm being taken care of. We can do our groove. So it just really, really, really helped me out inside and out. I strongly. If you going through the menopause thing, and you know stuff ain't right, but you still willing and able, yes, baby, give CBD a try.
And I would definitely recommend combining that with some herbal teas to help to balance naturally level where you are. So in our culture, you can use Jamaican verbine and dog blood. These are 2 herbs that we use for women in general. So wherever you are in your stage of life, if you're a young teen, it will help to develop your organs, your sexual reproductive organs, which include your thyroid, parathyroid, and all that to be very strong. Ovaries, the uterus, it helps to tone and to strengthen that as well. If you're trying to conceive, it reduces the inflammation in the womb, so that conception could be a lot easier, but it also helps to have the balance levels that you need of all the hormones so that conception can happen. In our culture, when women are having trouble conceiving, these 2 herbs we go to first. And as menopause, pre or post or peri, wherever you are in that cycle, it helps to minimize the symptoms. So if it's hot flash or the fatigue, it helps to minimize it as well, in addition to the CBD as well. So we're actually going to, in our tea ceremony, we want to take a tea that contains those 2 herbs. So we in for a treat. Yes. One thing Shawmeeka said about it is how it helps to sort of cool down the mind a little bit. And what I've found is when our minds sometimes are so hot, let's say water, and water's boiling. But once that water starts to still, we can see our reflections better. We can know ourselves better. So this how it has really helped me just to calm down the noise, sort of the programming or the mother wounds or the trauma, calm that down a little bit so I can think, right? And like you said, now you can feel yourself, now you can feel better because it calms that down for you. Or another example I like to give, you ever have a scratch somewhere like in the middle of the back? It's like a square inch that you could never get this way or this way. It kind of gets in there and kind of gets it for you sometimes to allow you some relief energetically from the things that you may be dealing with through childhood or even presently through work, stress, and things like that. And I feel like when you're able to do that, then you can see yourself clear and then you can start to get into your power. Know what you want, know what you don't want. And so she aids in that healing as well, in addition to the other herbs we're going to talk about later. Does anyone want to say anything?
I would just say mentally, like to your point, when I started using cannabis products, I just didn't realize like how, in a sense, wound up I would be, and not being able to think clearly. So just having, in a sense, a break mentally, it helps me to really make plans and move forward.
Definitely.
What's going on through the day, or things that maybe I didn't even realize I'm still dealing with.
Right. Right. That's a really great point. How it definitely helps mentally, and sometimes in our culture we use it for like meditation. So we take advantage of that high, because the high is a high state, right? And whatever you're really passionate about, it's easy to manifest that. So while we're in it, we'll do a ceremony and then we'll have like whatever intention it is. Let's say I want to heal my right hip, or I want to go to school or get a promotion. Whatever that one thing is, when you get into your space and you're open, because she opens your heart, then you can insert that thought. And the longer you can hold that vibration, for the longest you can hold it for, the faster it can manifest. So if people are trying to do this and do that and do that, let's use our natural energy. Let's use a natural high to send it to the divine. This is it. I'm surrendering, but here it is with as much love, as much compassion as I can give it. I'm holding it right there in this high. The universe takes it and moves it really quickly. That's why I've seen a lot of my clients with a lot of manifestations using cannabis products that way during meditation. So if you haven't tried it that way for something specific, try it.
Yeah,
or if you have, I'm curious to know.
Yeah, I have. I like to use it, like I said, for meditation, but especially I like to use mudras. A lot of times when I'm meditating or right before, it's part of a meditation. And I find that using mudras already makes it feel amplified. Like whatever intention I have, it already feels like I'm amplifying it. And then if I'm already in like that state, that elevated state, then it feels even more so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say that's true.
Yes. Now, Sheree, I have a question for you. Because you work with CBD often, have you seen any applications for it for youth in terms of either pain or anything that young people could benefit from maybe your observations or any things that you've come across? Because I have a lot of parents who are interested in using it for their child, either for anything that neurological. I know you're not a doctor, but just from your experience, have you seen it been helpful with little ones?
So yeah, I've seen the benefits of CBD and cannabis for little ones on YouTube, reports, news articles, so on and so forth. I have not experienced it personally. One of the things because if you're using CBD for medical purposes, namely epilepsy, seizures, something like that. And let me pause there and say kiddos that have been experiencing the epilepsy, thank you, the cancer, thank you, because I do believe our kiddos are one of the main components that help legalize this plant.
Wow.
I do believe that, because a lot of research, a lot of refugees, like a lot of people will move from an illegal state to a legal state in order to treat their babies. So that I think it really helped out a lot. So that's why I say I'm not a doctor when it comes to the kiddos. Please talk to a cannabis professional or your gynecologist. Isn't that a baby doctor?
You can talk to her too.
Y'all been a long time. Get your baby doctor, but talk to them, talk to a cannabis professional. You want to do it right.
Yeah.
One of the things that's so unique about cannabis is that it's not, it's per individual.
Right.
So there is some trial and error that may go along with it. It's very specific to your needs. So that's why there are different strains, there's different compounds that you can use, all that good stuff. One of the things that I can share with my products that can help out kiddos is the body oil. You actually shared with me about one of your clients that was kiddos was having seizures.
Right.
And in my hindsight, I was thinking about it. We know that having seizures, it hurts, right? Because those muscles are tensing up.
Right.
So putting the oil on them, a salve or something on them to calm those muscles down.
Yeah.
Could help. I want to say taking it internally would definitely help. But please seek your physician.
Yes.
Do your due diligence with cannabis. Even with you folks that are sitting here today, this is solely for information and educational purposes. When it comes to you and your health, do your due diligence with it. It's just like over the counter or pharmaceutical medicine. It's medicine, right? So we have to be educated about it. 18 and over, I would say, just attend meetings like this one, events like this one, YouTubing, your local community organizations, tap into them. Depending on where you are in your medical field, tap into them. Because either they'll give you information or they don't know what they're doing or what they're talking about. Any information that you give them is going to help you, it's going to help them, and in my experience, they become more receptive to that type of treatment. That's pretty much it for the kiddos, for the babies. Bath salts are also good when you're bathing. You can use CBD bath salts to help soothe. Lotions, creams, I would say anything topical for our babies. And I would say probably 0.1 or 0.0, depending on how a kiddo is.
Yes.
Of THC in the product.
Okay, awesome. I know I use your body oil, the concentrate one in the dropper bottle, and it has helped me tremendously for backaches. When we look at backaches in our culture, backaches tell us a story of area in our life where we need support. So if it's the lower back, you're talking maybe you're not feeling supported within your family, your community. You could have too much responsibility within as a child or maybe within your current family structure. Upper back tells us another story of other loads that we're carrying, mainly at work, mainly of the world. So depending on where the back is, where the pain is on the back, it gives an idea of energetically where we may be out of alignment. So when we came to Maida, our house was destroyed through Hurricane Ida. We lost everything. We probably had like a suitcase and a half for me and my husband and my 2-year-old then. And my back was just tearing me up. That's how I met Shawmeeka, because I was looking for a chiropractor because I could barely walk. And I saw that she had just went to a Mayan healer chiropractor here in Maida. And I'm like, hey, girl, can you please tell me when you find this man? I need to go. And she said, yeah. And so she shoots me the information. I think the next day I go. When I go, she's coming out, and I'm going into a session. We're like, hey! We're hugging. Like, thank you. And the rest has been history. So I've been doing my chiropractic sessions, but I found out when I use the oil, there's no need for me really to go. But the oil is also a reminder for me, what are you taking on too much? Right? Because we still got to get to the energy of it, right? What is it that you're carrying in the background? Like the apps we have on our phone, we wonder why our batteries drain because we go through, I got all these apps and like 30 pages are open. What are those apps that are still running that's draining your power? That's putting more pressure on you because you're still feeling it in your back. So every now and then when it acts up, I go for my oil, but that oil is almost like a reminder, like, wait a minute, pause. What's going on? And so I put it in my hand and then I pray over it. I program it because I'm going to tell this oil what it needs to do for me and where it needs to go. And then I put it right where I need to. And within 20 minutes, pain is gone. Pain is gone using the CBD oil. My husband uses it. He has a wrist issue. Again, that's another messenger, his right wrist. So this has a lot to do with work, right? Your wrist. And maybe doing too much work or doing the work that you don't like to do. Right? So in his experience, when back in the day, he was working at a job he didn't like, and then he had pulled a box, and then he had popped his wrist. And every now and then it gets inflamed, every now and then it gets painful. I said, baby, what you thinking? Baby, what's on your mind? And so we work with that, but we always go to the oil. And those two together with the healing intention and programming that oil, and I'm gonna show you how you can program anything, your water, create a really good healing experience for us. So I have to thank you for your oils and all of your products, because I use all of them, because they really do work and they really have a wonderful healing benefit to them. Thank you.
like to add a little bit with any of the diseases, ailments that we have, y'all. Guess where it starts? It starts with inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer,
Yeah.
diabetes. It all starts with inflammation. That's one of the greatest components of CBD. That it reduces inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So for nothing else, you can use CBD for that inflammation.
Great to know.
Mm-hmm. And you have internal as well, right? You have capsules.
I
So
have the
you have the
capsules.
two.
Okay, so another part of my CBD journey, y'all, is that 10 years ago, I was in a car accident. I was rear-ended. It was me and my son. That's when I messed up my lower back. Jeep hit me. Trunk is in my back seat. Their car is fine, right? So I went through 6 months of therapy. I got all the steroid injections that they can give me. They sent me back to work full time. Of course, I'm not 100%, but I'm younger. Don't worry, I was younger, so I didn't know. I need to get back to work. 7 years later, as I'm just getting good and recovered from that first accident, I'm in another car accident. We're in it again. This is a 4-car pileup. I'm the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So car hits me, that car hits me again. I get impact again. So this time it was whiplash. Now, if you guys know, in the United States, if you have too many car accidents, they tend to not pay you as much attention, right? Mm-hmm. So the second car accident I was undertreated, 3 months of treatment, this time, and I'm out. Despite me complaining that my pain is in my head. My pain is in my head. It's not. They're treating my back because, as you know, it's systematic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in my back. Don't give me a steroid injection in my back. It's in my neck. We're gonna do this first, right? Yeah. So by the time I complained enough toward the end of my treatment, I was just able to get one in my neck, and that wasn't near about enough. Discharged. Went back to work full time. My back is aggravated. This whiplash is killing me. So I can't see, and my vision is blurred. I'm having massive headaches. I can't concentrate. Blah 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 blah. Right. So fast forward 3 years of that to come to Meta, Mexico, and creating my oils. Great work that it's doing, but I needed something more. So then I started exploring the capsules, healing myself internally. So found a capsule that worked really, really, really well with me, and I could feel the difference. Where I'm externally, mentally, I'm telling myself I'm doing the meditation, calm, relax. You're not in a car accident anymore. You're not experiencing this trauma anymore. What I realized is that the United States has a part to do. My life in the United States has a lot to do with me being able to relax my muscles enough to heal, right? I'm using the oils that's helping me externally. I'm moving around more, but I needed something internally. So I started taking the CBD. The CBD is like, I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care what you're thinking. You better relax, right? You better lay your ass down and get you some rest. And that's what I loved about it, because that's what I was missing the most, is sleep. I couldn't sleep. Yeah. So having CBD to be able to work inside and out, and then a little ganja to go along with that. Baby, praying intentions over it, having community, eating some good food, just whatever to lift my spirits with my ritual has helped me. I'm still recovering. I'm still going through the process, but it's helping me forget about the pain. And I gotta say too, with that, I already kind of started my spiritual journey before Yaya got here, but as I'm doing my spiritual journey, I figured out that I couldn't even focus on my spirit because I was so distracted by pain. I'm still dealing with that today, but it's like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, my head hurts. Shawmeeka can tell you, my head is hurting today. My head is very distracting, but for those hours of, taking the CBD and oiling myself down, taking a shower, lighting me up one.
Wow. And I wanted to add to that too, because that's what everything you said made me think of this too, is that just the resting part, like that part, is so serious. And yes, this absolutely helps with that. Whether, like you said, whether ganja or CBD, like it helps so much because we've been so programmed to be so busy and to think that we have to keep, especially and women, all of us, but we keep thinking that we have to do, and that's really what made me say, Amber, it's okay to sit down, it's okay to lay down, it's okay to not get back up, it's okay to tell somebody to go figure it out by themselves. But it's okay. And being here has really made a difference with that too, obviously. Like leaving the States and being around other people too who are doing the same thing, who are seeking the same kind of peace, has made such a difference. But to me, that's the biggest like part. Because once you rest and once you realize that it's not all about running around and it's okay to just be quiet, everything else, so much opens up.
Yes.
It's like so much opens up. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
I totally agree, and I think that chaos, that distraction, of course, is what keeps us stuck because we can't see what's trying to get to us. You know, we can't see those opportunities because we're constantly distracted. So being able to being quiet, saying no, delegating stuff, it's okay. So kudos to you for recognizing that about yourself.
It took what, 45 years?
But you did it. You did it. I found that sometimes a lot of the things that we carry be from our bloodlines, right? Like our mother's mothers, our father's fathers. And it's helped me to kind of tap into that energy and to send them love. Maybe they couldn't run. My mom worked 5,000 different jobs. She's Jamaican, so you know she was working every day. But that energy still runs in me, right? So I see it kind of still runs in her. So when I'm doing mine, I'm like, I send the love and the light, the healing to her too, because we're connected. And granted, I didn't learn it from her, but she learned it from an experience, a trauma that said, you gotta work, you're not gonna eat. And she's always in that mode of survival. And so she's running. And I've inherited, because obviously she's my mama. So when I go through my experience and I do my meditation, I make sure I send it through the bloodlines as well to help heal them on the other side. And also I have children. And whatever I do impacts them too. So I also send it to them. So it's like I get them on both sides. It's part of my spiritual work when I use it. So it helps with some generational stuff. Yeah, you can use it that way.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I definitely resonate with that. A lot of times we cannot be still, because when you're still, that means you have to look at yourself. You have to feel your thoughts. You have to be conscious of where you are physically, mentally, emotionally, and it's hard to look at ourselves and to treat ourselves. And in order to do that, you have to be still. There's no other way. The way is in. So you have to go within and be with yourself. So I'm glad that I'm going to get some products that are going to help me with that.
Yes. So does anyone else have any other ways in which they want to learn more about, or anything they want to know more about CBD or other uses for the plant, the whole plant, or have any questions along those lines for anything?
Plenty of questions. Do you do one-on-one consultations so I can get the correct herb, the correct oil, the correct formula, the correct
Treatment plan.
for my specific needs, because like you said, and we know that every body is different. So, I have specific concerns, but I definitely would like to delve into this because I had no idea the benefits of CBD or the cannabis, that you could use it to your benefit and meditate better with it. So that will be something that I'm definitely interested in learning about. I want to get to optimal and use some natural products to get me there, because I like the cannabis, but certain strains just don't make me feel good. They whack me out, and so I just don't do it because I don't know how my body's going to respond to it.
And that's, even as we change, as we grow, cannabis might not work well with us, because I'm a sativa girl. If y'all are following the show. After my last accident, I had to go to a hybrid because I wasn't mobile. I couldn't move around as much. Sativa gives you energy. You're ready to move around and do whatever. So when I would smoke sativa after my accident, I'm still going mentally. I'm still being creative and all this, but the body's not willing. It can't do it, and those muscles started tensing up more. because they're not being able to release that extra energy. So I have to go with a sativa hybrid for me. So that's something to look at too. Like when we change, like well, I'm usually smoking this and it's not doing what it normally do for me. Switch up your strain. See what's going on with you first. What you eat, and then switch up your strain. So I will say with CBD and cannabis, it's not, I'm not going to talk to you like a regular physician saying you got to take this 2 times a day, every day for the rest of your life. No, we're not going to do that. It's always beneficial for you to take it and then give yourself a break. Okay? See how you're feeling, see how you're thinking, see how you're moving. So if I take my CBD capsules, I will take my CBD capsules for about 5 days and I'm going to take a day off. I'll take it for 3 days and I'll take 2 days off. I'll take it for 2 weeks and take a week off. It depends on how I feel. Right? And I also want to say too, that I don't know if you're taking Western medicine. I'm also taking a muscle relaxer. Western medicine does have its place. I'm not totally against, pharmaceuticals. It definitely has, thank you, morphine, all that, it's definitely has its place. So I still take Rolaids or metacarbinol, I think it's called in the United States. So I try to give myself a break from those medications periodically. Yeah. So if you find yourself, I'm going to go ahead and explain this. Like with the CBD capsules, it's 10 milligrams per capsule, correct? So for me, I'm 100, I don't know what I am. I'm 100, maybe 25, 30 pounds now. So it only takes a seed, señorita, that's it. Okay. So us weight challenge people was enough for me. When I first started taking it, and actually when I took that first 10 milligram CBD capsule, I traveled from Mexico back to the United States for the first time. So I don't know what kind of anxiety I was going through.
Yeah.
Took that capsule and I was like, okay. Yeah. Damn, I still got 9 more days. But okay, today, type of deal. And then once I took that and I was okay, then I started taking it in the middle of the day. So I take one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Then I took one before bed because, like you said, rest is important, right? One in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. I did that first off, and y'all the outs. CBD made me rest. I remember used to say your body will make you rest. Yeah. CBD laid me out. But I found out that I couldn't take it 3 times a day. It was a little too much for my system. So I take it in the morning and at night. I got to get the rest and I got to get going, right? So that's what we do. If we do a consultation, see what's going on with you, see what's happened to you, where do you want to go, what do you need, and what have you tried before, and all that good stuff. Because it does play a part. Sitting and being still, talking to yourself is important because this plant is just like any other plant. Have you guys ever talked to your plant and seen it grow? Yeah. You can have this over here and not say nothing to this patch over here, but you're talking to this one. It's like, oh my gosh, it's growing. Cannabis does the same thing. The plant does the same thing for us. Having the intentions before we put it on our body, before we ingest it, whatever, will help us know give us the direction that our bodies and our minds need to go with this plant. See? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, very informative. That helps a lot. That helps a great deal. It's amazing.
Thank you. It is. The more I went into cannabis, I was at my pothead, y'all. Smoking this. So I love me some weed. And being in the industry, being in the space has broadened my horizons. So it's not just weed. They tricked us into believing.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Come on, somebody. They tricked us into believing.
That's true.
They tricked us into believing that we were bad for having this connection with this plant. They came from where?
Talk about it.
Where did it come from?
The mother. Talk about it.
Be across the water. Who had this first smoking pipe? I'm getting on my soapbox now.
Come on now.
We had the first smoking pipe. Africans is what I'm talking about. Melanated folks had the first experiences with cannabis. Dada, if you will. Yeah. But in the United States, they make us think it's bad. Right. We had during the Mexican and Spanish-American War that before Texas was Texas, part of Texas was Mexico, right? And so the Mexican people would treat themselves with cannabis.
Right.
The United States would just come off of oppressing the Chinese for opioids, so we can turn the direction toward the Mexicans. So that kind of built our, I don't know, that kind of just built our resistance maybe, or, you know, it's bad, it's not good, we have propaganda, you know, political propaganda and all that good stuff, but it comes from the earth and it comes from melanated people.
Right.
That's why I feel so strongly about it. Middle East Africans, the paraphernalia that we use now, and anything that we use, it's amplified by somebody else, and it's, you know, made okay once it hits that area. But we used it for ceremonies, marriage ceremonies. We used it for spiritual ceremonies. We used it here in Mexico, in close to Durango. There was a tribe here. Peyote is really big, right? Alaska is really big here, but they also use cannabis here as an alternative among alternate states during the spiritual ceremonies, right? They used it for remedies, medical remedies, so on and so forth. I've gone to museums and I've seen something in display. They say, "Oh, that show look like." See y'all, Maya. See y'all. Come on through.
You know, here in Mexico, I remind when you say that we use it since a long time, like our grandmothers used to put it in a bottle with alcohol, and they put the marijuana plant, and they use it for if you fall and you feel like a harm or arthritis or something, and they give you a massage.
Yeah.
Since a long time ago.
Wow.
Guess what that was called in the United States when I was growing up? Absorbing Junior. Y'all remember that? Absorbing Junior.
It sounds familiar.
It used to be green,
Yep.
menthol,
Yep. I know.
oil, and they would put a little like spongy thing on. My grandmother used to sell it for arthritis. So arthritis started acting up. She put Absorbing Junior, and it's very reminiscent.
See?
of what we get that from.
Even now, there is you remember when I was working in the spa?
See?
The girl from the spa made this, I don't know the word in English is ungüento. It's like a cream, but more like kind of heavy or something. Ungüento. And it's made with marijuana, with no marijuana, with the CBD and the marijuana. Is because we do that since a long time. It's marijuana.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
the name, marijuana.
Wow.
So we
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's because our grandmother, since the Mexican Revolution or something, they used that plant for healing the person who was in the battle and all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
See?
We use the same thing in Jamaica. We call it poor man's strength. And it's the same, like a tincture of it, same thing, and for the same reason, external, but sometimes internal. And when we were children, my grandfather used to make a tea, but he would boil it in milk, and the kids would get it. I think maybe some of the fat in the milk had something to do with how it was extracted, and we were out, you know. And even sometimes for pregnancy, for certain conditions, women were given the plant as well for pain, for even psychological things as well. But you know, a midwife, she'll know how to put it together, but we have the same thing. Wow, that's so nice. Yeah. Shawmeeka, how can people get in contact with you about your CBD, maybe your consultation, or about your products? Could you share your contact information?
See, you can reach
Once
me
again?
on WhatsApp, and my number is +1. Gotta have that +1 or 52 for Mexico, but I'm +1 469 57. That's my dyslexia, y'all. +1 469 657 0813 on WhatsApp. You can reach out to me on my blog at canniwork.org, on Facebook and Instagram at canniwork.org, and also Love Me More Infused on on Facebook and on Instagram as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Y'all reach out to Shawmeeka for any of those questions about her products. Book a consultation. As she mentioned, everybody's body is different. Everybody's experience is different. You just want to grab something off the shelf that says CBD and just take it. You want to get something that's going to work for you and also know how to apply it through education. So she's the expert on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. De nada.
Yes.
Thank you more.
My pleasure. Does anyone else want to share anything?
I'm excited to learn about the products.
Mhm.
I'm excited to try them.
Yes.
I'm excited to refer my friends and family.
Yeah.
An expert on this.
Right.
Because we are in the dark about this. And
Yes.
we're so prejudiced against it.
Yeah. Right.
Because of the media.
Right.
We've been brainwashed.
Right.
So many other things. So something good has been made to be something bad.
Right. Right.
The way we think about it. So I'm really excited to get all this information from experts who've done the research and who have experience and who are authentic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's important.
We're very authentic with it. I'm excited.
Thank you. And that's one of the reasons why we talked about having this event, to have these conversations, and have these plant medicines who have traditionally been like, oh, in our community, but we're the ones who need it the most, right? We're the ones who can benefit from it the most. So we wanted to I know my intention was to have a platform where we could feel comfortable. We can have these conversations, share information from experiences, from culture, how we can pull some of these best practices together, like you're telling us about how you use it in your culture to help heal ourselves. So we're all Indigenous people, right? And we all can benefit from this healing medicine, not just for us, but all those who we are in contact with. So this is one of the reasons why we wanted to start with this event, to start having these conversations so we can get some real, true healing in our lives.
It's a great opportunity. Thanks so much. It's a great opportunity because especially now in this day and time with the diseases that are rampant,
Yes.
we need to really do some self-healing.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
need to have some authentic products that are going to help us
Yes.
to get back our health, to take back our health, mental, our spiritual,
Yeah.
and our physical health, and emotional.
And
of course.
emotional.
So now's the time for us to, I think, incorporate this and spread the word,
Yes.
and learn.
And learn.
You said a mouthful, taking our health back.
Yes.
Taking our health back. We go through all kinds of health experiences.
Yes,
To be able to have control over our health,
Yeah.
that's invaluable right there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I always say the best wealthy is healthy.
Yes. I love that. I love that.
I'm looking forward to experiencing
Yes.
many things.
Yes.
I'm grateful. Like to share? Okay. Well, we're gonna continue on our day. We have some wonderful things we're gonna get into this afternoon. We're gonna have a Cormanti tea ceremony, which we're very excited about, incorporating some of our Caribbean teas in a very healing way with samples of our CBD. And we're gonna get all healed up this afternoon. But we just wanted to have a conversation with you all and let y'all in on this. But we got some fun things lined up for the rest of the day. If you are looking again for great CBD products from a reputable source, y'all know if I tell you about somebody, they're a real one. Y'all know that. Please link up with Miss Shawmeeka. Y'all know where to find me at info@soultribeheals.com. You can send me an email, Instagram, it's great, Facebook, YouTube, right here, Soul Tribe Heals. Any type of spiritual need, emotional need, mother wounds, father wounds, abundance issues, whatever that is, there is a solution that is available to you. And we like to get to the energy and help you to get there. Again, my name is Sistah Yaya, and I'd like to thank you for your time and for your attention. And thank you for joining our hearts together for this wonderful time of healing, talking about CBD and healing teas. Until next time, remember who you are. Remember what you've come here to do. And all you got to do is just be. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.